How many of you play Call of Duty? Or any video game that involves military action? Specifically, let's talk about Call of Duty. If you have mad skills and you're super, super great, and you can kill tons of people in Call of Duty and get those great high scores and maybe win championships, because I know those exist, maybe you think you should join the army. Well, this is a common question, sadly, that's asked on websites like Yahoo and Ask.com. People wonder if, because they're good at Call of Duty, whether or not they should join the army, or just the military in general. Let's focus on the army. In ROTC, personally, what I've learned is that we learn all the specifics and how the army actually functions, from the squad level to the platoon level to the company level. It does not take one person. There's no one-man job. It's a full company, and you have lots of people involved. The military is massive. So Call of Duty is not an accurate representation of what the military actually does. It does not represent the difficulties, the technicalities, and the just general purpose of the military. So I'm going to tell you and inform you on what the military actually does and all the aspects that go into a functioning military group, such as the army. My first point is that there is not one person involved in the army. There's actually multiple people. In the army, on a small level, you can start a battalion. A battalion has 2 to 7 companies, and a company has 4 platoons, and a platoon has 4 squads. So to help represent this, I'll draw it out for you. So a battalion is the first large size. From that, there's a company, which a company has platoons. In a platoon, there are usually 4 squads, so in a squad there are 9 people. So it's not just a one-man team. And it in fact takes lots of people. So here is just a quick drawing of it. In one battalion you have 2 to 7 companies. In one company you have 4 platoons. And in one platoon you have 4 squads. And in one squad you have 9 people. So there is not just one person that runs into the enemy's forces and just shoots everyone down and wins the game. In fact, it takes an entire company or battalion to do such a mission. So I'm going to focus on just the squad level. The squad level involves 9 people, and in the squad level there's 2 teams, Alpha Team and Bravo Team. Each team has 4 people in it, and so that totals to 9, with the squad leader, the Alpha Team leader, and the Bravo Team leader. And not just in the squad level, but when you move up, you gradually become more and more in charge of more people. Like a team leader is only in charge of 3 people, a squad leader is in charge of 2 people, and from the squad leader, you have a platoon leader who's in charge of 4 people, each person in his squad. So not only are there multiple people in the military, but there are lots of techniques that go into attacking something. You can't just run around willy-nilly shooting whatever you see. So to help represent this, I'm also going to draw it. We have 2 basic ways you can form up and you can move towards an enemy. One is called the wedge. The wedge is used in dense foliage, or not dense foliage, in spread out foliage where you have a wider area to cover. With more area to cover, when you use this formation, you can stay farther apart and you can cover more ground. So this is what the wedge looks like. So up front, we have the squad. So this is the entire squad. This dot in the middle represents the squad leader. This is Alpha Team, and this is Bravo Team. When you move this, you're covering about 100 meters wide, so that you can cover more ground and see more enemies, or if you make contact, you can spread out. Another technique is called the file. The file is used in dense foliage and when you are trying to cover less of an area. And it just focuses on how many, you just go in a straight line with the squad leader again in the center so he can keep contact with both of his teams. So these are just some simple ways that you can move around. Now, moving on, we have how you actually properly assault something, such as an enemy. For example, let's say you get a mission, which is how you started off. We're going to function on the squad level. When you receive a squad mission, it sounds something like, first squad is going to assault objective Ramda. So let's say objective Ramda is where your enemy is. And it goes on to say there's 2 to 4 armed forces holding intelligence equipment. So you know that there's 2 to 4 men on this objective that you're going to assault. First squad's mission is to destroy intelligence equipment in Echo Tango 5468972. So Echo Tango and all the numbers is your grid coordinates. And it gives you time, so no later than 1300, which is 1 o'clock. So that is the mission of first squad. The squad leader is the one who receives the op order and then plans it. Once he starts planning it, he has 18 minutes to plan it and then inform his squad of what it is. We're just going to go through a quick phase to understand where your objective is. So let's say we've got our OBJ, which is our objective. So this is where our bad guys are. We want to bring these guys down. There's 2 main phases. Your ORP, which is your observation rally point, and your AA. Currently, let's say we're at the AA. You're at the AA, and you have to get to here. This is a multiple phase operation. First, you're going to move out from the AA, and you're going to go to your ORP. Once you're at your ORP, you set up 360 security so you can get eyes on your objective. Once you have this established, the squad leader will lead out his leader's recon to get eyes on the objective. So this is where you know where you are, and you can see your 2 to 4 armed forces. He'll leave usually the alpha team leader here, and then go back to ORP, and he takes out his full squad. Once you get to the objective, there's 2 main lines: your assault and your support. So alpha team will be support. So they're the ones who are going to lay down fire while Bravo team is going to assault through. So they fire this way, and then they cease fire, and Bravo team moves through, and then once they move through, they clear it this way, so that you cross all angles of your objective. And then you set up security, and you do actions on. So like if there's enemies, you deal with the enemies, and then you destroy the intelligence equipment. This is a simple short phase operation, only on the squad level. This happens also from platoon level to company level to battalion level, and even up to maybe a regiment or division. Overall, the Army is not as simple as Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is not an equal representation of all the techniques and the skills that go into being in the Army. Just because you're good at Call of Duty doesn't necessarily mean you should join the Army. So this was just an informative speech on how you can be more informed on what the Army actually does on a small level. Just know that there's a lot that goes into being the Army, and Call of Duty is not a representation. So if you want to join the Army, look into it, maybe go work out some, and then come back and try out.